Welcome to this week's edition of The Blitz. Today's show will feature defensive coordinator and D-line coach Hank Hughes. We'll also have cornerback Byron Jones on the show as well. And of course, there will be Mulcahy's matchup featuring college football analyst Sean Mulcahy. So thanks for tuning in, and now, The Blitz. We'll start today's show off with the captain, Sean Mulcahy. Welcome back, Sean.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's start off by breaking down the Huskies' 33-18 loss to Towson. Not the way UConn wanted to start off the season, losing to an FCS school in a game where just nothing felt like it was going right. What is your overall impression of that game?
Well, you're kind of right. It looked a little flat out there. You didn't see too much excitement out of the three facets of the games, offense, special teams, and defense. Therefore, you saw a little lack of leadership, so I look for the team to pick that up. In a positive scheme, I saw some good things out of the passing lanes. Jeremy Davis, Shaquem Phillips looked really good. I'd like to see more out of the running game. And defensively, it was a little too tentative, so I'm sure you'll see that pick up. But overall, there's definitely a lot of room for improvement, and I think that's where they're headed.
All right, let's start off breaking down the offense a little bit. They had a little bit of a rough game. They went 4 for 13 on third down and averaged just 3 yards rushing. We got a glimpse, though, as you mentioned, of things really clicking with the wide receivers, racking up 177 combined yards. What were you hoping to see more of that game?
I wanted to see the ball spread around with Lyle McCombs, maybe some more screens or a little bubble pass. There was also a lot of pressure on Chandler, so I think with the addition of Kevin Friend this week, that'll help the running game and the passing game to succeed a little bit more as opposed to just having Shaq Phillips and Jeremy Davis as your only two receivers.
And defensively, we struggled maybe more than we would have expected. The Huskies gave up 393 total offensive yards, and a team that's been historically really good at stopping the run gave up 200 yards on the ground. As a defensive guy, what have you seen as the difference maybe in past years?
Well, the Ambrose brothers had a good game plan offensively for Towson. Coach Ambrose, the head coach, and his brother, offensive coordinator, they were getting the plays in really quickly. If you saw Monday night versus the Redskins, Eagles, the Eagles' new attack is, they had 50 plays in almost the first quarter. So with that type of speed, it's very difficult for the defense to get their calls in and get lined up correctly. So you're almost calling a defense on the fly, and that's never really a good thing. You want to be in the right defense to contain certain plays, which Towson was doing. I think you'll see a lot more aggressiveness out of defense, probably a blitz package coming from either the boundary or the field. They'll definitely have to do a better job of stopping the run, so you'll see more guys in the box. You'll see 8 guys in the box as opposed to 7. I'm sure you'll see the safety come up. Obi did a great job the other night, and I'm sure you'll see him in the box.
And you did mention last week that Obi Melifanu was one of the guys that we should look out for, a young guy on defense who was really stepping up. And he did. Against Towson, he had 11 tackles and 1 big interception that led to UConn's very first touchdown on the first drive. When you look at him, there's no question that he's talented. How much potential do you see in him?
Very dangerous word, potential, but there's a lot. He's got this year and 3 more years, hopefully. He's got a good body, good frame to work with. He's fast, he's athletic, and he's one of those players that leads by examples. You don't hear too much rah-rah out of him, but you have to have a vocal leader. It's just not him. He played by example, and that's great for a freshman like him, a redshirt freshman. There's a lot of players that also need to step up and watch what he's doing. So this guy is the limit for him, if you will.
All right, so overall, game number 1, not our best showing, but there's plenty more football to be had.
Absolutely. The season has just started. You got 11 games left. You just got to forget about this. You have to have the mentality of a quarterback and a cornerback. Very short-term memory. If you throw an interception, forget about it. If you get burnt on a play, you got to forget about it. Move on to the next one because the pass is a pass. There's nothing you can do about it.
Well, thank you for your insight, Sean. We'll see you a little bit later in the show.
Thank you, Emily.
All right, now let's take a look at highlights from UConn versus Towson. time for Coach's Corner with defensive coordinator Hank Hughes. Thanks for being on the show today, Coach.
Thanks for having me, Emily.
Now, after having some time to look at the film, where did you see the biggest breakdown as far as defense goes?
I think we have to do a better job in the run game. We have to do a better job stopping our perimeter run and certainly giving up big plays. We gave up way too many big plays to be effective.
And looking at that, UConn has always been known for being really good at stopping the run, but giving up 200 yards, and that All-American running back, Terrence West, he put up 156 of his own. What kind of adjustments have you guys made in practice? What kind of things have you worked on to hone in on that?
Well, we're just focusing on ourselves and our fundamentals and trying to execute our assignments, get lined up, and focus on getting better ourselves. We knew that they were a good football team coming in, and we had hoped that we would have played better.
And you guys have had an extra week to prepare for Maryland. What do you guys as a coaching staff do to make sure that these players get their confidence back? And do you want them to kind of forget about the Towson game or use it as motivation?
Well, we've moved on in terms of we have to put our full focus on Maryland and the team that's coming up. I mean, that's what you have to do, take one game at a time. It's a one-game season. And we've totally focused on Maryland, trying to decipher what they're trying to get done and how we have to defend it.
All right, and you have your former coach, your former boss, Randy Edsall, coming back along with Lyndon Johnson, who was a linebackers coach under your defense just a few years ago. Have you noticed the guys having a different perception about this game playing their former coach? And what is it like for you and your staff playing against Coach Edsall?
Well, I think, we played them last year, so this has lost a lot of that, the first time you meet after, the staffs have changed. But I don't think it's really a factor at all. It's just a game, and it's a big game for us, certainly, because of the University of Maryland.
And throughout your tenure here at UConn, we've had so many defensive guys get a chance to play on Sundays. What is it like for you to be able to see some of your former guys that you had such a big impact getting to the NFL and getting to watch them?
Yeah, it's great to see guys do well for themselves, and you don't know how much of an impact you have on them, but certainly they've excelled at UConn, and it's nice to see them excel in the NFL, and our guys really step up and being starters in the NFL and showing up on the games when you're watching them on TV. We don't get a ton of time to do it, but we try to keep up with these guys on the internet.
Well, I know Husky fans have been having a lot of fun watching our guys play in the NFL. Thanks so much for joining us today, Coach. We're looking forward to seeing you guys against Maryland.
Thank you, Emily. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, fans, now let's take a head out to campus for a little Know Your Foe. I'm here on Fairfield Way for our segment Know Your Foe, where we'll be stopping people on campus to find out how much they know about our next opponent. Do you know what team UConn is playing this weekend?
Yes, I think they're playing Maryland.
Maryland.
I believe Maryland. Yes? Okay, good.
Maryland.
What team is UConn playing?
Maryland. We're playing Maryland.
And what is their mascot?
Crab cakes. The Terps.
It's a turtle, I think.
A tortoise? Is that a type of turtle?
The Turtles.
Maryland muskrat. A snapping turtle? No.
Snapper turtle?
What kinds of turtles are there? I don't know.
The Terps. It's a turtle. Am I right? It's a tortoise?
Terrapin. Yeah, the Maryland Terrapins.
Can you spell the word terrapin?
Terapins.
Terrapins.
Terpine. Terrapine. Terrapine.
No E, but that was close enough. Where is it located in Maryland?
College Park.
College playground?
College Park or something like that? Yeah. College Park. Oh, College Station. That's in Texas, isn't it?
What are their colors?
Maroon and yellow, or red and yellow.
Okay. There's actually two more. Do you know the other two?
Black and white.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, hey, look at that.
Black. I know there's red in there. White. And I don't know the other one.
Black, red, and yellow.
Okay, one more.
White.
That's correct. Very good job.
Red and white. Really? Yes? Okay, good.
There's two more, though. Do you know the other two?
Yellow and blue? white, black, white.
Ones you already said.
Red, yellow, white, and green, blue, black.
Correct. There's a lot of colors on that jersey. Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Red and yellow. And black. And white. Is there more?
Red, black, white, yellow. Okay, cool.
Did scratching your head help you because you got it as soon as you did that?
Right there. That's a spot.
Who is their head coach?
I don't know. It's a man, I'm guessing.
Randy Edsel.
Oh, I have no idea. No clue.
Is it still Edsel?
You know who their head coach is?
Oh, God, no. I have no idea.
Randy Edsel.
No,
Do you know where he coached before he coached at Maryland?
no.
It's here. At the University of Connecticut.
University of Connecticut.
He was here.
Was he here? Oh. Yeah, I still don't know who he is.
First name is Randy.
Moss.
What conference is Maryland in?
ACC.
Correct. And you got it again as soon as you touched that spot.
The ACC?
I don't really know what that means.
The ACC. Okay.
ACC?
AACC.
No, just one A.
ACC.
What would you say that the state of Maryland is best known for?
Crab cakes.
Sports?
Crab cakes.
Crabs.
The only thing I know about Maryland is Maryland women's basketball.
What would you say that Maryland is best known for?
I said they're funky looking uniforms.
I want to say turtles, but I know that's not the answer.
Possibly for having a lot of turtles, maybe, and that's why their mascot's a turtle, but I don't know.
We've got safety turned cornerback Byron Jones here on the show with us today. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, so you've had a week to look back at this tough loss to Towson. When you watched the film and look back, what was the biggest factor in your mind as to why things went the way that they did?
I think it was basically a lack of execution and sticking to the fundamentals. I think from a fundamental standpoint, we didn't do well. Blocking, tackling, batting down balls. And it's disappointing because we worked so hard, and not to get those simple things done is kind of disappointing.
And you've switched over to cornerback this season. How has the transition been for you? What have the challenges been? How do you like it? What's it been like for you?
It's tough. Playing corner is not an easy position, I'll tell you that much. From a mental standpoint, definitely safety's a harder position, but physically, corner will definitely take the cake because, it's a game of inches really out there. If you're a step behind, and that could easily be a touchdown in man coverage, so it's a tough position.
And this week you will have a big challenge going up against the ACC wide receiver of the week, Stephon Diggs, who had 179 yards receiving in Maryland's last outing. When you look at going up against him, what are you focused on shutting him down?
He's definitely an explosive athlete. It's very important to get your hands on him, try to slow him down because this guy is fast. He runs. He's a great athlete, exceptional athlete. So I think it's important to get hands on him and just stick to the techniques, and don't panic. It's just very simple.
All right, and also we have Coach Edsel, of course, returning to Rentschler Field for the first time since he left UConn. This has been a game that Husky fans have always gotten really excited for in the last 2 years. You guys beat them on their home turf in really exciting fashion last year. Now they're coming back up to UConn. As someone who played for Coach Edsel, what are the emotions tied with that, and how do you guys make sure that you're focusing on the game at hand?
I think it's important to put those emotions aside. We got to focus on Maryland as a team. They have great athletes all around, defense, offense, special teams. And I think it's important to put that aside. It's college football is a business, and I understand coaches are going to come and go. They're going to go to teams that best suits them. So it's just how it is. No hard feelings against them anymore. Just moving on from that.
Okay, Byron, now it's time for one of our favorite segments on the show, 3 and Out, a phrase you know very well. How it works is I will ask you 3 questions about yourself, and you just answer the first thing that comes to mind.
All right.
Then we'll do it again, 3 and Out about your teammates. You ready to go?
Sounds fair. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. First question, what is your favorite television show?
SpongeBob.
What is the most ridiculous thing a fan has asked you to sign?
Definitely a kid who wanted me to sign his bareback, no shirt.
Oh, Sharpie to skin.
Sharpie to skin.
All right, if you weren't playing football, what sport would you play here?
Definitely baseball.
Okay. Now let's do 3 and Out on the other side. Which teammate spends the most time in front of the mirror?
Tymere Brown, number 15.
Throw him right under the bus.
Under the bus he is.
Didn't even hesitate. Who is the worst eater on the team?
Scott McCummings. He's probably eating wings right now, right before practice.
Okay, and you mentioned him earlier, but Tymir is one of your closest friends on the team. What would you say that he's best known for off the field?
Definitely sweet talking these girls on campus. Definitely that. He's good at that.
All right, so look out for Tymir, all of you girls out there. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Byron. We're excited to see you guys take on Maryland.
Well, thanks for having me, and we're excited to get going.
We're back with Mulcahy's matchup. Now let's take a look at breaking down our next opponent, Maryland. They're coming off of 2 home wins against Florida International and Old Dominion, teams that they beat by a combined 70 points. So let's take a look at their offense first. They put up 587 total yards of offense in their last outing. Why is this team so dangerous?
Their skill position players are unbelievable. You know, you have the quarterback, C.J. Brown, who just came off ACL injury a year ago, is playing phenomenal. You've got Brandon Ross, the running back. Now this guy, let me tell you, unbelievable speed. Separation is a huge facet. These guys are just attacking their opponents and scoring almost at will. And let's not forget the receiver they've got, Stephon Diggs. Great hands, another separation guy, sub 4.4 speed. With that attack, you're going to do a lot of things and score a lot of points.
And defensively, they're strong too. They had 3 picks last week and kept 2 teams to just 10 points. When you look at their defensive side, what concerns you?
I'm not as impressed with their defense as I am with their offense. I'd like to see an opponent like UConn go against them and see how they fare then. So far, they've got good size up front. The linebackers are athletic. The safeties are very athletic. I think Jeremy Davis and Shaquem Phillips can really exploit their corners. That's the position in the matchup I think all UConn fans would really want to see, and there should be some excitement out there.
And we certainly don't have to remind any Husky fans of the return of Randy Edsall. And we know that he's determined to win again at Rentschler. As someone who played for Coach Edsall, what would you say the emotions are associated with this game?
More with the fans. You know, a lot of the coaches will have a lot of great handshakes and hugs. They'll see each other in the parking lot or on the field. You know, there's no animosity there whatsoever, or really with players. Some of the older players might have something to prove, but again, they're just more interested in getting that first W as opposed to the task at hand going against their former coach. I think it's exciting for the state of Connecticut. The fans know Coach Edsall. He's done a lot of fundraisers, and he was here for a long time. He did a great job. He started this program from really getting off the ground in 1A. So if anything, the fans are really going to enjoy this matchup to see him come back into the state that he helped build with this program.
Well, we're really hoping the Huskies can tie up some of those loose ends and make sure they get win number 1 in the books. UConn will take on Maryland Saturday, September 14th at 7:30 p.m. You can catch the game on ESPN3 or listen on WTIC News Talk 1080.
But we would definitely rather see you at the Rent. Tickets are still available, and it's a blue out, so don't forget to wear your UConn blue, paint your face, paint your hair, do whatever you got to do to bring the kids to the game. It should be exciting.
Thanks for tuning into The Blitz. With Sean Mulcahy, I'm Emily Noonan for Huskies All Access. We'll see you out there.